welcome in. Welcome in. If you don't know who I am the middleman CEO, Shon-Jhon. Welcome to the channel. This is going to be a great video today. Going to try to keep it short. Got a lot of trainings I need to do today. By the way, I teach people like you, burned out employees and stressed out small business owners, how to either start from scratch or convert their business into a middleman business, or you guys can start from scratch, build a middleman business. And everything's automated. It's done from your phone. It's something we're doing brand new right now. Was going to save the launch to the beginning of the year, but people got excited. They were like, you got to teach me how to do this. And so I do a lot of one-on-one training, so I'm going to stay with you guys until your business is up and running. But in order for me to do that, which I enjoy doing, but in order for me to do it, I'm limited on how many students I can have. So if you want to learn how to start a business from your phone, a middleman business that runs without you, and if you're wondering, first of all, what is a middleman business? Uber, Airbnb, Fiverr, Google, Craigslist, on and on and on, DoorDash, these are all middleman businesses. Just simply means these businesses take customers, connect them to a service provider, and then they get paid for the connection. So Uber finds someone who needs a ride, and then a driver connects them and gets paid. Uber doesn't actually drive anybody around. Uh, Fiverr, if you need, I don't know, something done on Fiverr, like a presentation completed, a PowerPoint or something, Fiverr doesn't actually do the work themselves. They'll connect you with someone who does the work. And so basically a middleman business or a business model is a business model that connects customer to someone who's going to do the work, and they get paid to do it. So if you want to look into how your site would look and work if you were to partner with me and let us build your business for you, just go to bookandmove.com, bookandmove.com. I have several middleman businesses, but this is the one that I'm using as a template for all the rest. So if you want to start a cleaning service, it's going to look like that. Of course, it's going to have your business information and colors and logo and all that, not mine, but the template's going to be the same. So it's going to book customers, take a deposit, get you paid, and then dispatch the work without you even knowing it's going on. So to me, that's a perfect business model going forward. And one of the big reasons I like it or love it is because what we're going to talk about today, and that's AI. Yes, guys, AI is here, and it's here to stay. It's not like, it ain't going anywhere anytime soon. If I believe that it was just a fad and it was going to be here just for a little while and it was going to be gone, I would tell you. But the truth is, this thing is not going anywhere anytime soon. This thing is absolutely 100% here to stay. And so if that worries you, hey, I understand. But I'll also tell you, don't let it bother you, because when you're sitting there and you're thinking about being terrified, being afraid, you'll fall behind because you won't take any steps. You won't take any steps. And because if you're paralyzed by fear, you're not going to do anything. You'll just kind of wait for the Titanic to sink. No, you see that it's going down. By that I mean the Titanic would be the regular or normal economy, the job market. You see the job market has hit the iceberg. The iceberg would be AI. So not just AI, in any type of integration, system processes. AI is just the biggest part of it, but there's also mass immigration from other countries, people that are coming here legally and illegally from other countries who are taking jobs. So I think there was like a chicken plant somewhere, and they were recently caught with like maybe it was Alabama, 450 immigrants or something like that was in the plant. Well, that's 450 jobs that someone else could have had. So there's immigration, again, legal and illegal immigration. These are all competing with you for that one job. There's AI integration. There's systems and processes that make it easier for the business to the company to not need you. There's also outsourcing where there are people on the other side of the world while you're sleeping, they're working and they're working for way less than you. There's also college students who are coming into the market. That's 5 right there who's competing for your job. There's college people that are coming into your market and they're willing to do your job for less because they're buried in debt. And I could even add a bonus that I don't talk about a whole lot. Your coworker is your competition. And what do I mean by that? They don't even have to be aware that they're your competition. But they are, and the reason that they are is because if the company feels like Mary could do your job or they could put more work on Mary, they might let you go and force Mary to do double work for the same amount, or at least a percentage of your work and spread the rest around. I see that happening a lot too. So let's go ahead and dive into it and talk about this AI layoff crisis 2026, 60% of jobs at risk. All I say is you better do something now. You're going to get replaced in more ways than one. And I don't want you to end up like that. I want you to be on top of everything. I want you to take care of yourself. I want to make sure you have what you need. Make sure you get the things that you need and that you're not left behind. So if you're with me, all right, let's go ahead and dive into it. If you have any questions or comments, you're welcome to drop it. Hashtag AI layoffs. Hashtag automation. So let's get into it. Because I don't want you guys to fall behind at all. And if you're serious about changing your life and not being swept away by this coming tidal wave called AI, then this is going to be the video for you. And not just for you. If you don't mind, share this video on your social media platforms, Facebook, Instagram, wherever. Text a friend, say, hey, you got to watch this. So others can be prepared too, because we all need to be prepared. We all need to be ready. So there's been some research done, and it's been estimated about 60% of jobs in 2026 is going to be affected in one way or the other by AI. Now, did you know that 60% of jobs is a lot? And in the future, they may face disruption from AI within a single year. Think about that. So if you think your role or your job or your career is safe, think again. Think again. So you need to understand how AI is expected to impact or transform 6% of jobs in the next 12 to 18 months, maybe even faster than that. I'm probably way off on this when I say, hey, 10 million jobs next year, gone. Gone. By the way, quick plug, if you're anywhere in the country and you need to find a mover, go ahead, go to bookandmove.com and book your move in 60 seconds. No phone calls, no hassles, no calling around for quotes, no callbacks, nothing like that. You book in 60 seconds, you're done. And if you know someone who's moving, share that with them if you don't mind. But I've been doing a lot of research and kind of staying on top of this and trying to figure out, how's AI going to replace these jobs? What's the future of jobs looking like? So I've studied AI. I've studied some job displacement, work trends for the future. And I'm not even fear mongering, but I'm telling you, if you work a job that does not require you to get your hands dirty, your back's not sore, you don't need icy hot or spicy hot or whatever it's called, then you are probably working a job where you're going to get replaced, or it's very likely you can be replaced. Because we're at a turning point in history. You and I, we were kind of here through the tech age, but a lot of us were young. Well, this is the age we're going to live through. This is the new age. We are at a turning point in history. And here's the good news. The game is finally fair. It's fair. What do I mean by that? Well, in the industrial age, if you had the factories and whatnot, it wasn't really fair to the workers because they couldn't compete with you. In the technology age, if you had the apps and you had the money for the dot-com boom, you know, you could create it and everybody else would work for you. But in this era, AI is available to everyone. It's available to everyone. In fact, I use it in my business every day, so I don't have to. It replaced me, which is awesome, and I teach my students how to do the same. By the way, if you're a new student and you got in the last 2 days, please make sure that you book, because the link's going to be sent to you in the welcome packet, that you book your first one-on-one meeting with me so we can go over the preliminaries of what your job and what your company's going to look like and how it's going to work. So please, please, please do that ASAP. Do that ASAP. Because I saw that I had about 12 scheduled meetings for next week, and about 6 people have not scheduled yet. So move quickly. So, but remember, or just keep this in mind, the decisions that you're going to make in the next 90 days, they really could determine whether you prosper or not in the future, right? That's going to be a big, big key to what your future is going to look like, because the window to repositioning yourself is shrinking, because as AI speeds up, people start learning more about it and they start utilizing it. And then if you get left behind, you're going to be, I don't want to say taken advantage of, but you kind of let it happen, if you know what I'm saying. So don't sit around and then wake up one day and find out AI has already replaced you. You don't want to be in that position, because for most of you, the only way that you know how to make money is through your paycheck. So you make money via your paycheck. Okay, well, what happens when you wake up tomorrow and your job is gone? What happens when you wake up and your bills are due, but you don't have your paycheck? And see, I've been there, and let me tell you, it is not a place you want to be. It's not fun. It's stressful. Very, very stressful. And if you have family and whatnot, you definitely, somebody put facts. What's up? What's up? Drop something in the comments. If you are watching live with me, go ahead and drop a comment. If not, go ahead and leave something in the chats. Be on here just a few more minutes, and we're going to go ahead and get off. And I got some things I got to do today. So I'm poolside today. I was going to set up under the little cabana right there, but the sun's kind of on me. Poolside today here in Dallas, and you guys can probably hear the planes flying and hear the dogs bark and hear the fountains going. But I get energy when I'm out and about. I get a lot of energy. I might do a video in a coffee shop. I might do a video in the middle of the aisle at Target. I just like the outside energy. I'm not a big office person, which is perfect for me, because my business doesn't need me to be involved. In fact, one of my students, they emailed me the other day after completing the training. And so now we're in the phase where we set up the entire business and then give it to them. Hey, you're done. Just go run your business. Here's what you do to get your first customers. And he emailed me and he was like, all right, so what do I do now for the next few days? And I was like, what do you mean? He was like, well, we've done the trainings, we've done the online training, the intro training, and all that, and we went over my business. Even though it's not live yet, we're still setting the software and whatnot up. And I was like, what do you mean? And he was like, so there's really nothing I could do? I was like, we've already done the homework. The hard part, which is setting up the website, is we're going to do that, and then we're going to pass it to you. And he said, you got to be kidding me. I said, no, man, I told you this is a hands-off business model. If we wanted a job, or if I wanted a job, I go get a job. I don't want a job. I want to sit here, educate you guys on AI, educate you guys on being money smart, and flipping your money mindset from the only way I know how to make money is a 9-to-5 to now the only way I know how to make money is by creating a system that partners with AI and service pros where I don't have to do the work. So you're looking at this, right? So this is one of my business cards for my book and move company. Now, here's why I'm showing you this. So when someone asks, hey, do you know anyone anywhere I could go get moved? I'll just pass this to them. Now, when they see that, step one says book your move online. Step two says pay your deposit. Step three says relax. Movers are on the way, or for you to be cleaners or roofers or uh, maintenance or AC and heating or whatever industry you choose to get into. But the reason it's set up like that is because notice what's not on here. Just want you to look at one of my business flyers. Notice what's not on here. A phone number, not on here. An email address, not on here. Why? Because I don't want to talk to you. I don't want to talk to my customers. I know people are always nuts there, like, you got to talk to your customers. No, you don't. No, you don't. When you go to Amazon and buy whatever in the world you buy off of Amazon, there, by the way, there needs to be, you know how there's like AA for alcohol abuse and drug abuse? There needs to be something for these wives and these Amazon accounts. My wife needs to be in some type of Amazon AA. I'm telling you, every day there's a package at the door. I'm like, what did we order? She orders so much that some days we'll get packages that don't even belong to us. But I think the Amazon workers are so used to throwing packages, yes, throwing packages at the door, that if it has our street name, they just throw it anyway. And I'm like, what in the world is this? And my son, oh my gosh, I have to watch him. This dude, he's only 5, but Weston will open your stuff. He will straight up open your stuff. We get stuff and I'm like, Wes, this is not for us. Don't touch that. I look back, this dude's cutting it open. I'm like, this dude will not take no for an answer. He's going to have your stuff open. He's going to have it open. And one day he opened something. It was like baby bottles. I was like, hey, what's going on here? So we're not having any more kids. So, and my wife, she was like, no, those are not mine. And so we ended up going knock on about 5 doors, and it didn't belong to anybody. Beautiful baby bottles. One day we got somebody's medicine. I don't know. I'm chasing a rabbit here. All right, let me get back on track. So, but when you go to Amazon and you order, do you talk to anybody or do you just order? You just order, right? They show you what's available, whatever you search for. They show it to you. They show you the details and the information about it. And that's it. And then you click and go. So I decided I could build a business like Amazon, but for service providers. And so what does that look like? Well, that looks like go to bookandmove.com. By the way, that's not my only middleman business. I have a couple more. And I have some new ideas I want to work on too. But here's the beauty. I can build a middleman business based off the template I have now in just a few days. Done. So if I sit here and I go, or if I have a friend, this is how easy this is, by the way. If I'm sitting here and let me keep up with time because I'm going to have to get off soon. But if I'm sitting here and I have a friend who, or I'm just out, let's say I'm out socializing, having lunch with a friend or whatever, and I come across a particular person and I'm like, we're just chatting, right? And I'm like, hey, what do you do? And they're like, hey, dude, I have a pest control company. Really? Yeah. It's like, how busy are you? Because these are questions I'm going to ask. Because the first thing I'm thinking of is opportunity. And so I'm going to be like, how busy are you guys here? Man, we're pretty busy. Really? Give me some numbers. Like, I need to know how much money I can make with this. So I'm gonna get into some middleman math. I'm gonna be like, what do you charge customers on average? Okay, that's the on average. Let's say the on average is $150 for whatever the contract is, right? And then, okay, $150 per customer you bring in. Yeah, okay. That's what you charge them on average. Yep. Okay, so $150, and then I'd be like, if I brought you a customer, would you be willing to do it for $100? And they'll probably say, what do you mean if you brought me a customer? Or if I referred someone to you, if I referred a customer to you, and would you be willing to do the job or do the work for 150? I'm sorry, for 100. So normally you're 150, but would you be willing to do it for 100? You don't have to contact the customer or anything like that. I'll bring the customer already in the oven or hot out of the grease. This customer is already booked, pre-scheduled. All you have to do is show up. You don't have to call, you don't have to chase, you don't have to bid, you don't have to price war with other companies, nothing like that. They're ready to go. Would you do that? Yeah, absolutely I'll do that, because they spend money on ads anyway. They'll spend $50 just to try to get a customer without a guarantee. You're providing a customer to them that's guaranteed. So all of a sudden, I'm like, all right, so I can make minimum $50 every time I bring a customer to you. So I'll charge the customer $150. Now, if I can raise the price on the customer to even $175, I could even make more, because I'll just keep the difference. But I'll charge the customer $150, and then you go out and do the job for $100 as per agreed upon, right? So I'm making how much per customer? The customer's paying $150 off the top. ISP, the Independent Service Pro, only wants $100. What's the difference? The deposit commission that goes to me, $50. So now I make $50 every time I book someone who wants pest control services for this person. Now, okay, that's fine. Let's just say I book in a month just 10 for that person, just 10 jobs. Okay, that's $500. Now, did I leave my house? No. Did I go and do any pest control work? No. Do I even know how to do pest control work? Absolutely not. I have no clue of what these guys do, the chemicals they mix. I don't know. I don't know anything about that. I don't know what they're looking for. I have no idea. And I don't care to learn, because I'm not doing it. I'm simply, by the way, if I'm doing a decent job and you kind of understand how this works, smash a thumbs up. If you have a comment or question, drop it. But all of a sudden, I'm bringing 10 jobs per month to this person. I'm making $50, that's minimum, but I'm making $50 per. So I'm getting 10 customers per month, $500 for the month. Right? And then you might say, hey, $500 is nice, an extra $6,000 for the year is nice. Well, that might be your new car. That might be the money that gets you a new car next year. That might be the extra $500 per month that gets you out of a bad neighborhood and you and your family into a good neighborhood. At the end of the year, that's $6,000 that might give you that vacation you've been wanting to take. See how it adds up? And that's only one ISP. Now imagine, okay, after 30 days, you go back to that person and say, hey, you like these jobs I'm giving you? Yeah. They don't cost you anything. You get paid exactly what you asked for. But if you want to keep getting these jobs, then it's going to cost you $97 a month. Now you have an extra $1,200 added to your yearly annual income or revenue, because you've been feeding this ISP for a month and he loves the extra work because he's making money. And so now you go and say, hey, if you want to keep working with me, it's going to be $97 per month. You'll still have access to all the work. Bam. He's not going to budge on that, because he knows he can't go anywhere else, spend $100 and get guaranteed work. Now, he can go to plenty of places, spend $100 chasing customers, chasing dead-end leads, but they aren't guaranteed, and he knows that. So he's going to stick with you. Right now, on my Book and Move platform, just here in Dallas alone, I have 30 ISPs. They each pay $150 per month. So what does that mean? That means $4,500 per month for me in residual income before I even book a job. So now, 4,000, let's say I did just 30 jobs a month, one job a day. Then that's $4,500 for the month from the ISPs, because it's guaranteed work. They can't find it anywhere else. And then it's $150 every time a customer pays a deposit. So now I'm at $9,000 for the month, more than 100 grand for the year. Things like 108 for the year. I'm over $100,000. I do not leave the house. I do not do the work. Now, if you think that's good, I got better news for you. I don't want to give you too much because I get excited when I talk about this. So now you're making money through deposits, you're making money through ISPs paying you monthly. Now, keep in mind, you're not doing any of this work. The website does it all for you. I don't talk to my ISPs. I don't have to. We have a grading system. You do it. You keep up with the reviews and their ratings. You can do that without talking to them. If they're not performing well, you can email, reach out, give them a phone call, whatever you want to do, or have a VA do that. If they're doing well, you don't have to do any of that. I can go get in this pool behind me, spend this entire day at the pool, never talk to a customer. Website, even if 3 customers go in there and book today, I make $450 without leaving the pool. So that's the process. But again, it gets even better. There are other things. I'm not going to get into all of them. But there are other ways too. I have at minimum 7 ways. I think I can get to 10. I have 7 ways that your business, if you had a middleman business, it can make money. And again, none of these ways involve you being involved. So if you're an employee, you're tired, you need to think about creating a middleman business. If you're a service business owner and you're burned out, you need to think about transitioning into a middleman business. So, but again, there are plenty of ways to make money. The reason I emphasize this, the reason I speak so heavily and so favorably about having a system that makes money is because I know, and you know, and I know that you know, that we're watching AI get integrated into our daily systems, our daily habits. Soon, you'll be going to the grocery store. There won't be any registers. Won't need it. You'll have AI and technology just standing by to process. You'll walk in the store, fill up your basket, walk out, done. No checkouts. It automatically checks you out. And there are places that already do this, but it's just going to become more and more mainstream, more prevalent all around the country, all around the world, really. You're going to be able to do so many things. Like, just think of how smart AI is today and how intelligent it is. My thing is, because I always look for weaknesses. Like, all right, if we're going to be David and AI is Goliath, then in the sense that it's going to take our jobs. If you're sitting in front of a computer, you're not going to have that job long. If you are on the phones, you're not going to have that job long. If you do anything that AI can do, it's going to do it and not you. If your job is to go to work, punch a clock, try to sell, I'm not going to need you. But Sean, you don't understand. AI can't talk to these customers, relate to these customers, can't have small talk with these customers, whatever. Doesn't have their best interests in mind. That's the beauty of it. AI is not emotionally involved. AI is just going to go there, follow the assignment. Now, let me correct you. AI can engage like a regular human being. It can have a regular conversation. It can understand your question, understand your situations, possibly even sympathize, maybe even empathize. I don't know. You're going to pull up at drive-thrus you probably already have a conversation with AI, get to the window and like, who was I talking to? Oh, that was the AI bot, because nobody's got on a headset. They don't need it. Wait, who the heck was I talking to? Think about if companies like McDonald's, who's terrible at customer service, had this very pleasant voice, excellent customer service offered in the window. There's only one window now. You pay, you can probably pull up and swipe, or you can pay right at the drive-through window, or whatever the drive-through speaker system is. You just pay right there. Bam, here's your order is going to be such and such. How do you want to pay? Stick your card out. Bam, done. You've already paid. Now go get in line. You're going to pull up. It's only going to be one window, and your food's going to be delivered. You may not even see a person. Like, who the hell put that in there? Who do I talk to? My fries are missing. No, no, no. Everything's in there. Now, you don't have to worry about double checking. So AI is going to be moving that quickly. If within a year it's already dropped a million jobs, I'm just saying. If people are telling you that, hey, next year it's going to be, 60% of jobs going to be affected, I'm just here to tell you there's about 175,000 people in the workforce today. I'm sorry, million. 175 million maybe. Okay, 60% of that, I'm not the smartest guy in the world, but 60% of that would put us somewhere around 100 million. Somewhere around 100 million. I'm only saying that 10 million jobs are going to be lost in the next year. There are people that are saying 50 million are going to be lost. I don't know. I don't know where they're getting that from. I don't know. These guys are probably way smarter than I am when it comes to this. I'm just looking at the disruption process, what we're seeing now, and probably where we're headed. But they're telling you that 60% of jobs are going to be disrupted. Does that mean you get completely let go, or you have to take a lesser role? I'm just telling you, there's a lot of things that's not going to work in your favor. If a company understands that they can replace you, you're late, you have all these vacation days, I have to pay your sick days, I have to pay your insurance. If you get let go, I got to pay unemployment. I got to deal with your attitude, your headaches, you're getting bad reviews. I got to deal with all this. And we pay you 100 grand a year. Now I can bring in AI and fire you, and you. I can bring in AI and replace all of you. Just like that. Save $500,000 a year. What do you think the company's going to do? But they like me. What do you think the company's going to do? But they love me. What do you think the company's going to do? But they know my kids' birthdays and names, and they buy us gifts, and we get invited to the Christmas parties. What do you think they're going to do? You guys keep making these jobs emotional and have these emotional tie-ins. They can't let me go. They love me. I know everybody there. They would never do a thing like that. Honey, it's happening all the time. All the time. Sure, I might like you. I might care about yourself and your family. And guess what? It's going to hurt me. But I'm letting you go. I can save $100,000 just by firing you. Send that $100,000 home to my family. You're out of there. I wish you luck. Might even have a good severance package for you to make me feel good about letting you go. But when it comes to the question of whether I hire AI for $100 a month to do a job that I pay you $100,000 a year to do, you tell me what the right decision is. Stop making this emotional. These companies are going to let you go. They're going to fire you. They're going to move on from you. And you need to understand that. You need to understand that this is the end for most of you. Again, if AI can do your job, it will. You need to be asking yourself, can AI do my job? And if the answer is, I don't know, maybe, I'll have to see, then the answer is yes. If it's not a definitive no, then it's a yes. Maybe, yes. I'm not sure, yes. Possibly, yes. It's always yes unless it's no. If it's not a definitive no, it's a yes. Registered nurses, you're going to be let go. I know some of you are going to keep your jobs, but they won't need all of you. Attorneys, lawyers, out the door. They're not going to need you. You forget. You're emotionally involved. You go into a courtroom, let's say you have a traffic ticket or something. AI can come in there and defend you, know all the laws, all time laws, every law that's ever been written that pertains to your case. Utilize it, bring it up in 30 seconds and win your case. How much was an attorney? $800 just for a traffic ticket. How much was AI? $20 a month. 20 bucks. What? Yes. Attorneys, you're out of there. If you do taxes, listen, I have a really good tax guy. Love the guy to death. He's awesome. He does accounting, he does taxes. Guy's awesome. And you know what? I feel bad for him. Because he did our taxes this year, and I let him do it, but I didn't have to. I didn't need him. AI could have done my taxes very quickly. In the future, probably not going to need him. AI can do your taxes for your business and your personal income taxes in 2 minutes. 2 minutes or less. Probably not even that long. Probably not even that long. In 2 minutes or less, done. So if you're in taxing, if you're in bookkeeping, if you're in accounting, RIP. RIP. You teachers complaining about your jobs. Won't be long. They won't need you in classrooms. RIP. RIP. Some of you nurses, some of you doctors. RIP. Attorneys. Lawyers. RIP. Online customer service. RIP. Online sales. RIP. Out of there. Out of there. Not going to need you. And I'm not saying this to scare you. I'm saying this to wake you up. Because I don't know when it's going to happen. I just know it's going to happen. I don't know if they're going to fire you today or tomorrow. I hope not. But eventually at some point, they're going to let you go. Because they're going to look at the numbers and try to cut revenue. Try to cut costs, to increase revenue. There's only two ways to make money in business. You can make more money or spend less. That's it. That's it. You're either going to cut expenses or spend less. Cut costs or make more money. There's no anything else. And the goal for any business is to spend less and make more. Spend less and make more. Why do I like the middleman business industry? Because of who it partners with. There's a guy out there trimming lawns now. He's not going to be replaced by AI. AI cannot hold that weed eater. Can't do it. I have a friend in my neighborhood, he paints walls. Job is safe. You know why? AI can't go in houses and paint walls. I need to get some things done to my refrigerator right now. I think it's like water filters or something like that. It's got to be changed that time of the year. AI can't do it. I'm going to have to call somebody. I had a leak in my upstairs bathroom, a little small leak a couple weeks ago. You know what I had to do? Call a plumber. You know why? Because AI can't do that. When my family and I moved into our new house, we had a bunch of furniture and things we had to get moved. You know what I had to do? Call AI. You know why? I had to call movers. You know why? AI can't move us. When we get our house clean, you know who I have to call? Cleaners. You know why? Because AI can't do it. Yard. Patio constructed. Windows clean. We have 20-foot ceilings. Windows clean. Light fixtures changed out. Electric work. If you're having a party and you need a bounce house for the kids, can AI do it? No. You have to call someone. Pest control, lawn care, pool cleaning, landscaping, pet sitting, dog walking, tattoos, graphic design, stuff printed on your clothes, website design. Sure, there's some spots where AI can do some of that, but a lot of customers want specific things and they want to have communication with somebody as they go through their site development. So, by the way, I have several students who do website designs. I need to start dropping my students' websites so that if anybody on here needs their service, they can go to it. If you need your home cleaned and you're in, I think it's Chicago, go to Chicago or Charlotte. Go to sparklinghomeCleans.com. I think that's what it is. If you're out in California, you need your lawn taken care of, go to LALawns.com. Beautiful website, by the way. But this is what you guys are facing. You're facing an AI mass disruption. And whatever AI is going to be 5 years from now, just know that I don't know what it's going to be. And I'm going to be just as surprised as you are. Not in the sense that I'm surprised AI is still here 5 years from now and taking over. No, in the sense that I didn't even realize it could do that. So, who are safe now? Remember, there was a day where the hard jobs were frowned upon, where if you did the hard work, you came home dirty, you were moving people, you were cleaning houses, you were scooping poop, you were babysitting, you were doing roof work, you were doing poo maintenance and 101 other things. Like, I remember the day people were like, I'm not doing that. I'm going to get a white collar job. I'm going to sit in front of this computer at my desk in my cubicle, talk to strangers on the phone, and get paid. Now, guess what's increasing? Trades. Even Home Depot right now has a program where you can go and get trained now with Home Depot, and they'll teach you a skilled trade. I'm telling you, skilled trade is where the new money is. Isn't that crazy that we went back around? We looped back around from the agricultural age, that's where a lot of slavery was in. I know slavery ended. A lot of people didn't like it, and of course we don't want that. But there was a war behind it. There was the what do you call it? I think it was the 13th Amendment. A bunch of things that went into eliminating slavery, and of course that's a good thing. You don't want to be in that, but my point is not actually about the people that were enslaved. It was what was going on then, and that was the agricultural age, where you just needed people to work the land, because the slaves did what? They worked the land. And by the way, it wasn't just black people. It was a bunch of people around the world that were enslaved, and nobody should be enslaved. Of course not. But that was the agricultural age, where they had people tilling the land. And then they moved into the industrial age, where all the work was being done in the factory. Then they needed educated people. See, during during working in the fields and whatnot, the agricultural age, they didn't need smart people. They just need you to pick whatever crops were, and that's it. We don't need to educate you. And then the factories came into play, and they needed people who can run the machines. So now we needed education. In comes the school system, right? And they trained you, programmed you the same way they do today to get jobs, right? So they educated you so you could work in the factories. And then all of a sudden, after the factories, I think we went into the technology age, the information age. Then everything transitioned into the information age. And then now we're transitioning into the AI age. And so what's safe in the AI age? Things that AI cannot do. Isn't that something? Well, what's that? The labor. Skilled labor is back. Skilled labor is back. I saw a comment. I missed it. Go back and check it. Somebody said facts. Appreciate it. Somebody said, like the saying goes, skills pay the bills. Yep, absolutely, 1,000%. We are back to where skills absolutely pay the bills. And if you have a skill, let's just say your skill is, think of something simple. All right, there's a guy weed eating. You have a skill that you're pretty good with the weed eater. Lining, trimming, all that, right? And your neighbor their yard might not look as good. And then you might say, and let's just say, you've been laid off from work because you didn't listen to what I said on this video. You didn't think your job could be replaced, and just like that, you were gone. And you're sitting there and you're like, I need to make some money, right? A Little Caesars pizza, $10. Get some drinks for the family. It's not a whole lot, but we can eat tonight. By the way, I've been there where you're just like, hey, if I could just make 10 bucks today, I could put some food on the table tonight. And I've been there. My family can tell you. I've been there many, many times. My daughter can tell you. She'll be like, yep, there were plenty of nights where we didn't have a whole lot. And your skill could be, hey, let me go next door and let me knock on the door and see if I can get 10 bucks. I'll just go ahead and, trim their front yard and line up the edges. And you knock next door and you're like, hey, I'm not even gonna charge you a lot. I see your yard is cut, but there's no line in the edges. I'll charge you 10 bucks. I'll be done in 10 minutes. It's gonna look beautiful when I finish, and then I'll come back and blow it for you. And that's a skill. That's a skill. You might be driving down the road, and I see this all the time. And there's a car on the side of the road that has a flat. And that person is out there trying to change the flat. And then you might pull up and say, hey, if you don't mind, I'm just trying to make a little extra money. If you don't have a lot, I understand. I'm going to change it. You don't have to pay me, but if you want to donate something, I'm in a hard spot now. I'd appreciate it. And then that person might pay you 10 bucks just for changing the tire. Now, I know 10 bucks ain't going to change your life, but it can change the moment, can change what's on your dinner table tonight, right? And all of a sudden, skills pay the bills, like my guy said. So if you acquire skills, you're going to be okay. Or if you're like me, you don't really want to acquire those skills. I got other things I want to do. But if you want to learn, or if you have skills, it's going to get you paid. Skills always make money. There's always someone who could benefit from your skill. If you have a skill, your skill is, just trying to think of something, putting together furniture. It's not my skill. I hate it. But if that's your skill, then you could jump on plenty of those apps or Craigslist and say, if you need some furniture assembled, hit me up. You can go to places where they have to have furniture assembled, like IKEA, and just stand outside and say, hey, is anybody going to assemble your furniture? I'll come and do it. You could go to a place like U-Haul, stand outside of the U-Haul and say, you guys rented the truck. I know you're moving. Do you have anybody that's going to help you move? I'd love to help. Here's what I charge. That's a skill. You'll never be broke, by the way, if you have a skill. Doesn't mean you're going to be rich. You don't ever have to be broke. Now, I'd rather take it a step even further and say, instead of me learning that skill or utilizing the skill I have, how about I find someone who already has that skill and does it better than I do? And then how about I give them what they need? They need a customer. They have the business. They don't have the customer. Let me go and get the customer. The customer is going to pay me a deposit commission. I'll keep that. And then I'll send the work to you and you go out and do it, right? So even with, by the way, again, anywhere in America, if you need to get moved, go to my website, bookandmove.com. Share it. We are up, we are active, we are rolling. And if my website books just 10 jobs a day at $150 per booking, that's still $1,500. So I promised my wife we'd be at $1 million a year very, very soon. I think AI might get us there quicker than I thought we would, which is a good thing because I want to build wealth for my family, and you should have the same ideas, the same goals, same aspirations. And I don't back down from saying, hey, I want to make minimum $1 million a year because I got a certain way I want to live this life. Because guess what? I ain't going to be here forever. I'm trying to live and enjoy this life as much as I can. That's why I don't want to punch a clock for 40, 50, 60 hours. What? That's my whole life. I just gave you my whole week for this little paycheck. That ain't enough. No, thank you. Even after I punch a clock for 40 hours, I need another 40 just to survive. That 40 was just to keep my head above water. So you can stay in that boat and gamble that way. It's completely up to you. I don't recommend it at all. At all. So hello, good morning. So again, you can you can stay in the lane you're in, or you can do what I recommend: find a service business to partner with, and then use them. Hey, I was trying that. I was trying that pool just a second ago. It wasn't my badge wasn't working.
Yeah, I'm gonna go ask. I don't know if maybe they closed it.
Maybe it's 10. Maybe it's 10 o'clock.
No, it's supposed to be 9 o'clock.
Oh,
But
yeah, mine didn't work either. So that's probably an issue with the gate. All right, she's gonna go find out why my badge wasn't working at the pool, because I'm supposed to do this video from inside the cabana. But I'm here in the patio area. That's fine too. So resort style pools, I just like being in there because I might jump in and do some laps. But again, probably the most important question you could ask yourself today is, what do I want my life to look like? Do I want to work 40 hours a week to make a little bit of money and then struggle through this life? If the answer is yes, have at it. Whatever works for you. When I'm coaching businesses, first question I ask is, what do you want your business to look like? What do you want your life to look like? Do you want to be involved in this all the time? Do you want to be hands-on on everything? Or do you want to make money and have freedom? I like money and freedom. And hit thumbs up, hit subscribe. Let me know in the comments if you're a new subscriber. I'll shout you out. But again, the beauty is doing the things you love doing with the people you enjoy being with the most, while you still have the time and make enough money to be able to do it. Because we're going to get older, we're going to get more and more tired. We're going to, our body's going to hurt a little more. And that's just the way this life is. Because people get mad at me because they want me to buy into this. Work 40 years, put in all this work for 40 years, right? Invest in a 401k, give all that money away for 40 years and don't touch it unless they penalize you to touch your own money. Go figure. And then after 40 years, hope and pray, because the market could flip and you could have a good retirement setup. Market flips like that, you lost everything. To me, that's stupid. And I'm not calling you stupid. I'm just saying, giving somebody money for 40 years, expecting the market to take care of me after 40 years when I have no idea how that's going to look. I'd rather bet on myself. That's a stupid plan to me. So do all that, work for 40 years, and then try to retire at 65 and hope you have enough money to take care of yourself. If I would have told you that when 5-10 years ago, or I think someone opened the gate. But if I would have told you that, or if I'm telling you that now after watching this video, what would you say about that? You'd be like, you got to be out of your mind. I'm not doing that. Exactly. So guess what I'm not going to do? I'm not going to sit around and wait for 401k, wait for the Social Security to write me a check, and live below my means and struggle until I leave this world. I'm going to do as much as I can with this life while I still can. Do everything you can while you still can. Enjoy life as much as you possibly can. Enjoy your family as much as you possibly can. Make as much money as you possibly can. There's nothing wrong with that. People will pat you on the back and retweet you if you're talking about how you're struggling. But the second you start talking about how you're doing well, you refuse to struggle, and your mind is set on making money, creating generational wealth, nobody wants to talk to you. You know why? That's fine. You're elevating. You got on the elevator, you left that struggle floor. Nope, going up to the penthouse. As soon as you start doing that, everybody get left behind. Can I tell you something? That's okay. Live your best life while you still can. If you want to do what I do, you know what to do. Click the link in the video description below. Comment Middleman. And learn how to take care of yourself before you lose everything. Because AI isn't coming. It isn't on the way. It's here. I got to go, guys. See you on the next video. Peace.